Andy Reid made a shocking revelation about Patrick Mahomes in his first months with the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid was already one of the best head coaches in the NFL, but when he recruited Patrick Mahomes, everything changed. The Chiefs became a dynasty after winning the Super Bowl 3 times in a span of 5 years. It's important to remember that Reid was adamant to get Mahomes and convince the team's front office to jump in the 2017 draft all the way from the 27th spot to the number 10 overall pick. A historic move. Now, trying to win a 3rd consecutive championship, Reid explained who was the key factor for the Kansas City Chiefs in order to exploit the best version of Patrick Mahomes. During an interview with SiriusXM, Andy Reid acknowledged that without Alex Smith's intervention and help, Patrick Mahomes wouldn't have reached his legendary status.
Yeah, phenomenal player. I wish I would have had him when he was, a pup. I should have drafted him, but that's all right. So he was great with Patrick. Didn't ask him to mentor Patrick, although he let Patrick into his world, and because he's a good dude, and Patrick owes him like a new house. Because he did. He taught Patrick, how to be a pro, how to train during the season, these long seasons, how to be a good husband.
According to Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes' development in terms of football language and knowledge was tremendous because of Alex Smith, the key factor inside the locker room.
And take care of, Patrick didn't have kids at that time, but how you take care of your kids and you juggle that part, how to study, put the time in. It takes a tremendous amount of time to capture all the verbiage that we have for each play and be able to spit it out in that short period of time. So all of those things, Patrick goes to him. And then he goes out and has the best year of his career, So.
Not a coincidence.
News coming in that Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs just made one of the biggest signings to help Patrick Mahomes win another Super Bowl. Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs are trying to achieve the impossible. No team in NFL history has won the Super Bowl 3 consecutive times, and that's why this is a unique opportunity for the franchise. However, it's not going to be an easy task. The San Francisco 49ers are favorites to dethrone them, and the AFC is loaded with teams like the Baltimore Ravens, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Buffalo Bills, and the Houston Texans. Of course, the big advantage for Reid is Patrick Mahomes. When your roster has one of the best quarterbacks ever, only compared to Tom Brady, there's always a chance to hoist the trophy. According to a report from Adam Schefter, the Kansas City Chiefs just gave Creed Humphrey a 4-year, $72 million contract extension. Now he is the highest paid center in the NFL. The priority is to protect Patrick Mahomes at all costs, and that's why an extension for Humphrey represents great news for the quarterback. General Manager Brett Veach couldn't wait longer. Needless to say, we're extremely excited to continue Creed's career here. He's been great for our organization. We have been very fortunate to have a good group of young guys, and hopefully we are able to get a little bit more work done with some of these other young guys as well. The contract extension for Creed Humphrey is one of many big recent moves for the Kansas City Chiefs trying to win the Super Bowl. It all started with Chris Jones getting a massive 5-year, $158 million extension. Then, Travis Kelce received his money too with a 2-year, $34.25 million deal. After their stars were safe for the future, huge arrivals were confirmed, such as wide receiver Hollywood Brown and, through the draft, Xavier Worthy.
All right. It was great to see the fans again here at Arrowhead. They were nice and loud and showed up for a preseason game, which is always good for the guys. So there were some good things early. And then periodically, as it went on, we've got to make sure we do a little better job blocking and tackling both sides of the ball with the 2s and the 3s. But it was good to see Worthy get started. Rice had a nice day. Prince jumped in there. Running back had some nice snaps. Defensively, Hicks, a good young player for us, made some nice plays. George had a good game. And then Keith Taylor came up with a big interception, and then on special teams, both the kicker and the punter did a good job and had some good snaps there, along with Cam Jones on his tackling, and then Sky and Nico had some good returns. So there were some good things in there. It was great to get some of these guys some reps that we're looking at. It'll be good for Brett and the personnel staff to see and evaluate. And so with that, time's yours.
You need a couple things.
We had a couple different things in there to try to get him the ball and just to get him started. Last week he didn't have a chance there. So yeah, I mean, we tried to get it to him. Yeah. Sure. No, that's an important part of it. And when Hollywood gets back in there, there'll be another addition to it. McColl's doing some good things there too. So, you know, having that helps. But Xavier's speed to be able to get through and make people honor him. Sometimes two people honor him. So that's a big thing. Yeah, I'm glad he completed it. That was a good thing. And I heard he blamed it on Kelsey, but that's all right. He does it in practice every day, so I'm all right as long as it's completion. I mean, that's good. I mean, I think it. Listen, they do it in basketball every game, so several times in every game. So I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Behind the back, Wahe? I don't think I have, but I see it every day in practice. We're going to think positive about him. No, I know he threw Kelsey under the bus. I know. He said it was Kelsey's fault. I heard all that. It wasn't. They play off of each other. No, he had the nice run there, which I thought was good. That was a positive, and he got enough carries today where you can go back and evaluate him, and we'll look at it and see. But it was good to see him put some back-to-back downs together. I think he did all right. It looked like Pat had time. I'll go back and look at it, but it didn't jump out that there was a problem there. So I think that's a plus. Yeah, he got a lot of good snaps too. I probably should have mentioned him because he ran hard, and then he was out on most of the special teams in that first half. So he's doing well. He's growing, and that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see him get in there with the ones and see what he could do. We need to do better with the young guys. They've got to do a better job there. So we'll go back and work on that. All right. First of all, Douglas Coleman was a kid that got nicked up there, and our thoughts are with him going forward. I think he's going to be okay, but our thoughts are there. As far as we had some good snaps in here, the best part was that we were able to get all the guys in there to have an opportunity to play and put it on tape where Brett can evaluate it here tomorrow and for the next couple days. But offensively, my hat goes off to Ian Book. He did a nice job when he had that opportunity there. Much improved from the week before. Carson Steele had some very nice runs. Cornell came down with another touchdown there. So, and then defensively, Hicks, Gillespie with the turnover, and then hadn't taken it for the hit and hadn't taken it from there. Did a nice job. And then McColl, Remigio, Lewis, and Sky, I thought, did a good job in the return game. We had really a good field position there, and didn't take advantage of it enough, but we had good field position. Then the fans, I was shocked when I walked out there, and for a third preseason game when your starters aren't playing, they were on fire. So it was great to see everybody out there, and we look forward to the Ravens game coming up here in a couple weeks, and we know this place will be geared up and ready to go. And I know our veteran players and some of those young guys, once they heal up from this, they'll be ready to go too. Really, there's not much on the injury front for you. Wanye was the primary one. He just kind of retweaked that knee a little bit, but other than that, we came out pretty clean. He's going to be okay. We just give him some time here to rest up and go. But he was doing a nice job when he had the opportunity there. With that, time's yours. I thought the offensive line kind of settled down after the first series or two there, and I thought we did better. And then defensively, we had some good snaps, and in there. But again, we can do a little bit better. I thought the two veteran defensive ends that are like real young, I thought they did okay. Yeah, they got some good snaps in. He needed the work. Yeah, he needed the work. He flopped around on the one, but he did a nice job on the. And he needs that. He's a good football player. He just needs to work through all this. And so we kept him in there and gave him some snaps to do that with. And I'd also tell you, Nadi, I thought did a nice job when you ask about that on the defensive line. So. Yeah, he's a heck of a football player. Yeah, real good football player, and he started off that way, and he's kept it going that way. So We appreciate, all he does, and we appreciate having him, here for this year.
Coach Reid, we saw Patrick Mahomes and a bunch of guys react when Carson Steele was running the ball there. It seems like he's a player that's going to fit right into your offense. What do you like?
Yeah, well, listen, we'll evaluate it, but he looked good tonight. He's a physical kid, and I know the guys were excited when he was carrying it, but we'll see. He's a good football player, though. He's going to. I don't think people. It didn't look like they really wanted to tackle him, so that's a plus if you're a running back. Yeah, I wouldn't say. I mean, we went through last year with him, so we kind of know what he is. He's a talented kid, and he's in a battle to make the team and all that bit. But we've never questioned the talent there at all. So it's just him staying healthy was the main thing. If he stayed at Ball State, he probably would have gone down as one of the great ones at the university there. But he transferred, and then he ended up playing there at UCLA, and that's saying something from an experience standpoint with a bigger school. But we knew he could run the football. It was his ability to pass protect and play special teams and do those things, and he's done a pretty good job with all that. So.
The last one, Coach, Lewis Reid said maybe never played football before, completed his first NFL.
Usain Bolt had a shoe. NFL legend slaps Noah Lyles with ultimate reality on Anthony Edwards and Adidas controversy. Noah Lyles has rubbed people the wrong way again. Last year, he miffed the NBA players and legends when he started the World Championship debate. Now, after Team USA has brought home the gold, an old story has resurfaced about Lyles's being unhappy over the NBA star's entitlement in signature shoe deals. As per the latest developments, tensions heightened between Adidas and Lyles when they invited the Paris Olympics 100-meter gold medalist for Anthony Edwards' shoe launch last year. In a recent interaction with Time Before the Olympics, Lyles revealed that he couldn't swallow the bitter pill because Edwards did not even have the NBA Finals stamp. You want to do what? You want to invite me to an event for a man who has not even been to an NBA Finals in a sport that you don't even care about, and you're giving him a shoe? No disrespect. The man is an amazing athlete. He is having a heck of a year. I love that they saw the insight to give him a shoe because they saw that he was going to be big, Lyles said. Ultimately, Lyles wanted to prove his candidacy for a signature shoe as a 3X world champion. However, it irked the athletic community as usual. This time, NFL legends Shannon Sharpe and Chad Johnson dropped their views on the nightcap. After going through the whole of the Adidas Noah Lyles controversy narrative, ex-NFL star Ocho Chad stated, "I think that hard part is that as a track runner, the market and demand for a track runner shoe, it wouldn't be as significant as an NBA basketball player who was seen globally." And Sharpe seemed to agree, but he had a different analogy as he bulged in to ask Ocho, "In a course of 5 months, how many people are going to look at Noah Lyles' feet?" The NFL legend followed it with another question. In the course of an NBA season, how many people are going to look at the feet of Ant-Man feet? There was a brief silence, following which Ocho uttered, "Every 2-3 days." Finally, Sharpe dropped an ultimate reality check for Lyles, as he said, "There's a reason why big guys don't normally get shoe deals because ain't nobody buying the shoes." We could find 2 guys that had shoes. Michael Johnson had a shoe, and Usain Bolt had a shoe. They still don't make those shoes. Why is that? Kobe's been deceased for 4 years, but they still make Kobe's, they still make Jordans. They're still gonna LeBron when LeBron retires, and they still gonna make KD when KD retires. There's a reason why Noah Lyles' objection to attending Anthony Edwards' shoe launch might affect his future relationship with Adidas. Noah Lyles' remarks on Anthony Edwards' shoe launch might not serve him well. Earlier this year, Lyles signed a lucrative extension with Adidas. Reportedly, it was the most expensive deal for a track and field athlete after the legendary Usain Bolt's deal with Puma. However, just after signing the deal, releasing a statement against a fellow athlete who endorses the same brand might land Lyles in trouble. Ocho confessed the same, as he stated, "There are certain battles that you shouldn't fight. You pick your battles wisely. As someone who is great at their sports, stuff like this can turn brands away, can turn market opportunities away, even though you're a gold winner. Ocho's partner Sharp explained that despite his demand for a signature shoe deal, Lyles can't promote the brand the same way as the NBA stars. The NBA stars can get their fellow teammates to wear their shoes. It happens quite often as the NBA players have been seen donning LeBron's and Kobe's. However, Noah hasn't got that privilege since every track and field athlete wants to don his own name on the heel, not others. Noah Lyles should probably carry it easy, as Anthony Edwards is already a loved name in the sports community. Despite his excellence, Lyles' words might not seem amicable to all, and it might not serve him well in the marketplace. But who knows what fate awaits? Maybe Lyles can get a signature shoe deal as the first track and field athlete, just like Anthony Edwards. What do you all think?
Lyles made headlines after another one of his controversial statements came to light. In a June 27th article published by Time, it was revealed that the 27-year-old recently took a shot at Team USA star Anthony Edwards during the latter's Adidas shoe launch. The Time feature, written by Sean Gregory, shared a story about how Lyles was unhappy about being invited by Adidas to a shoe release event last year for Minnesota Timberwolves star Anthony Edwards. Both men are Adidas athletes. Lyles felt he was deserving of a signature shoe as well, and took a swipe at Edwards in the Time interview. When Lyles was negotiating an Adidas contract extension last year, the company, he says, threw him what it thought was a bone. Lyles responded when he was invited to Edwards' shoe release event. You want to do what? You want to invite me to an event for a man who has not even been to an NBA Finals in a sport that you don't even care about, and you're giving him a shoe? No disrespect, the man is an amazing athlete. He is having a heck of a year. I love that they saw the insight to give him a shoe because they saw that he was going to be big. All I'm asking is, how could you not see that for me? For most fans, this was Lyles taking a blatant shot at Edwards and the latter's lack of championship success in the NBA. The quote is 100% real, which makes this situation even more bizarre. No one could initially believe that Lyles would come up with such a statement. New York Knicks superstar Jalen Brunson caught wind of the quote, and the all-star point guard was left in disbelief at what he thought was a joke. Jalen Brunson joked that when he saw the quote, he thought it was coming from the infamous fake Twitter account NBA Centel, rather than the real page NBA Central. Gregory noted in the original interview that Lyles was in the middle of negotiating a contract extension with Adidas at the time that they invited him to Edwards' shoe release event. The two sides have since agreed to a new deal that stands as Adidas' most lucrative track and field contract in the post-Usain Bolt era, Gregory added. A six-time world champion in sprinting himself, Lyles is right that Edwards has yet to reach the mountaintop in his own league. But Edwards, still only 23, is an up-and-coming face of the NBA who is already far more marketable than any track and field star today. But don't try to convince Lyles of that, as there is clearly a strong mutual dislike between him and the NBA fraternity. Lyles also expressed his desire for a personalized sneaker deal, noting that there is greater financial potential in the sneaker market compared to spikes. I want my own shoe, Lyles stated in an interview, adding, "Ain't no money in spikes." Lyles recently signed a groundbreaking contract extension with Adidas, which is rumored to be the most lucrative in track and field since Usain Bolt's deal with Puma. The possibility of a signature Noah Lyles sneaker could represent a significant moment for the brand moving forward. Lyles has designs on fixing this issue. He swears he can be bigger than Bolt. Yeah, why not, he says. That's my plan.
Yeah, everybody knows Usain Bolt. Great guy, great guy.
I love him.
Fastest. Yeah, I want to be faster than that.
Yeah.
But it's not just, good enough to be faster than that. You also have the medals to go with it. Okay, well, he's won 3 already, and he has the world records when he did it. Okay, what do you got to do to be better than that? You got to get 4.
Okay.
Nobody's done 4.
Okay.
Now you're going on the Mount Rushmore. Now you're the greatest of the great.
Wow.
That's where I'm trying to attain. No.
While Bolt is an icon by dint of hailing from Jamaica, he couldn't, or at least wasn't willing to, grow track and field in the U.S. I have the personality, I have the speed, I have the showmanship, says Lyles. I have the marketing mindset. I'm willing to be uncomfortable.
You don't want to just win gold medals.
Oh, no. 1 is too little.
You said that you're looking to come home with four.
Four.
But that's never been done.
That's why I want to do it so badly.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But what competitions are they? What are they? 100?
So we have the 100 meters.
Okay.
And we have the 200 meters.
Yep.
Then we have the relays, the 4x1, and then the one I'm trying to add to the list is the 4x4.
Now, what makes you go, well, I want to add this extra pressure in my life?
Everybody knows Bolt. You guys know Bolt, right?
Yeah, Usain Bolt.
Everybody knows Usain Bolt. Great guy.
I love him.
Fastest. Yeah, I want to be faster than that.
Yeah.
But it's not just, good enough to be faster than that. You also have the medals to go with it. Okay, well, he's won 3 already, and he has the world records when he did it. Okay, what do you got to do to be better than that? You got to get 4.
Okay.
Nobody's done 4.
Okay.
Now you're going on the Mount Rushmore.
And in March, he did a pair of shoots with Adidas, filmed a spot for Visa, and did another shoot for Omega. Between training sessions and running in a meet, he wants to host Saturday Night Live. In track and field, the 100-meter race has traditionally been considered the greatest test. The world record holder is dubbed the world's fastest man for a reason. With the recent successes, Noah Lyles is determined to firmly assert this position. Lyles became the fastest man in the world when he set a personal record in the 100 meters with a time of 9.83 seconds in the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary the previous year. I've always known that I was the world's fastest man, but now you guys know it, claimed Lyles. Now, Noah Lyles is setting the record straight. Lyles has released a statement in an attempt to calm the social media storm. This is a rumor going around that I did not go to Anthony Edwards' shoe release because he didn't deserve it, Lyles said on X. That is not the case. He definitely deserves his shoes. He is an amazing player. The problem was finding time based on my prior engagement. Congrats on becoming an Olympic champion. The part of the interview where he called out Adidas for giving Ant a lavish signature shoe deal over him went viral. But the other half, where he acknowledged Edwards as a superb player, didn't receive any traction. In other words, it appears that Lyles only has a gripe with Adidas in this case, not Edwards. At any rate, his clarification prompted various sorts of responses. One of the fans urged him to shut down the noise, stating, "They hate you because they ain't you. Don't let them bring you down, man." Meanwhile, another fan refused to believe his clarification, saying, "That's not what you said in that interview." Lyles has built a negative image among various NBA fans for his comments last season. He had termed NBA players arrogant for labeling themselves as world champions after winning an NBA championship.
The USA Basketball have fired back at Noah Lyles after the 100-meter champion made comments questioning their claim of being the sport's world champions. The beef between America's basketball titans and sprinting sensation dates back to August 2023, when Lyles mocked the NBA for calling their annual playoff winners world champions.
And they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States?
The 27-year-old sprinter questioned how the league could make such a claim when all its teams are based in the US, with just one coming from Canada. But after Team USA held off hosts France 98-87 to win Olympic gold in the men's basketball finals on Saturday, the champions' social team took the opportunity to deliver a clapback they presumably believed would shut down the debate between them and Lyles once and for all. "Are we the world champs now?" A caption read above a picture of the full squad on X. But any self-adulation would have quickly evaporated as social users to community notes to remind them they were technically still not world champions, rather Olympic champs. They pointed out to the fact the current world champions are actually Germany, who won the FIBA World Championship in September 2023, a competition the US finished 4th in. Team USA will have to win the next FIBA World Championships, which will be held in Qatar in 2027, to be legitimately able to call themselves world champions. Fans on social were in disbelief, with one replying to USA Basketball, "No, because you won the Olympic Games, not the World Basketball Championship. Shouldn't be that hard." Another simply put, "There's no way it's this difficult to understand." Lyles, who is both an Olympic champion and 3-time world champion, started the tete-a-tete when claiming the US should be more modest in its claims about being called world champions. He made the comments to press last year saying, "Don't get me wrong, I love the US at times, but that ain't the world. That is not the world. We are the world. We have almost every country out here fighting, thriving, putting on they flag to show that they are represented. There ain't no flags in the NBA. NBA teams compete for a city or a state, like the Los Angeles Lakers or Utah Jazz. Some teams have jersey colors that resemble their city's flag, like the New York Knicks. Yet, Lyles took the NBA's claim of calling the winners of the Larry O'Brien Trophy world champions. British broadcaster Piers Morgan said, who was best known in the United States for his stint as a judge on America's Got Talent, the cojones of this guy calling out NBA stars for pretending to be world champions when they're not, then beating the world to be Olympic 100-meter champion, are gigantic. Congrats, Noah Lyles. You talked the talk and just walked the walk. Morgan continued with several hand clap emojis. The NBA is not the only American sports league to use the moniker, with the NFL and MLB also calling each season's victor a world champion. The MLB has one team not based in America, while none of the NFL's 32 franchises reside outside the United States. Noah Lyles had all of NBA Twitter hate watching him because of an objectively correct statement and pulled it off. NBA Twitter tuned in for a Noah Lyles hate watch and came up empty-handed. Let's freaking go, another person said on X. This was not the first time that they took a shot at the sprinter. After winning the semifinals against Serbia, they took a shot at Lyles, suggesting they do not play for bronze. Noah Lyles ended up with bronze despite talking trash. He would destroy his opponents in the 200 meters finals at this Olympics. USA Basketball could further taunt Lyles if the women's team wins gold too. Compared to what transpired in the men's games, the women are on a different level. They have won 7 straight gold medals and will look to make it 8 tonight. If they win again, it will mean that the best female basketball players in the world are part of the WNBA. Although that is already a foregone conclusion, it will make for a fitting end to the entire World Champs controversy.
That is not the world. We are the world. We have almost every country out here fighting, thriving, putting on their flag to show that they are represented.
While his shot at Team USA was controversial, Lyles showed up on the track at the Paris Olympics, winning the 100-meter dash in an epic finish, leaning forward at the finish line to beat Jamaica's Keishane Thompson by 0.005 seconds.
Clean start and what a race, a huge roar from the expectant crowd. Great start from Coleman, we expect that. Can Lyles come through? It's very, very tight. It's Noah Lyles! The champion roars once more!
Lyles later said even he was surprised to finish first. We were waiting for the names to come out, and I'll be honest, I went up to Thompson and I said, "I think you got it right, you son of a bitch." Lyles told reporters after the race via ESPN, "Something told me I needed to lean and I thought, I'm going to lean because this is the type of race."
You know, he was out there in lane 4 and I was in lane 7 and I couldn't really see what was going on over there. So I just had to keep, running like I was going to win it. And, something said I need to lean.
Lyles' bid for another gold medal in the 200 meters was derailed when he tested positive for COVID, but he was still able to compete and win bronze. The sprinter said afterward that he was proud of his achievement. "Honestly, I'm more proud of myself than anything. To win a bronze medal despite having COVID," he said via USA Today. Noah Lyles now has confirmed that he is now COVID-free after he was forced to withdraw from the 4x100 relay at the Paris Olympics, as detractors criticized the superstar on social media. "I have asthma, allergies, dyslexia, ADD, anxiety, and depression." Noah Lyles was grappling with his inner demons when he clinched his first Olympic medal 3 years ago in Tokyo. However, he came back stronger in the years that followed, hoping to redeem himself on the world's biggest stage. The 27-year-old made a promise to America to break the 20-year-old 100-meter medal drought at the French capital. As he stepped onto the purple tracks, all eyes were on him. Even though he was battling 6 medical conditions, the Olympian stayed true to his word. Despite a late start, he caught up to the favorite Keishane Thompson and Fred Kerley, claiming his first Olympic gold medal in front of a raucous crowd in Stade de France. Lyles' mother, Keisha Kane Bishop, was in the stands. She watched her son speed past the finish line with tears streaming down her face. Many eagle-eyed fans had even noticed her fresh manicure featuring both the Jamaican and American fans. Post being crowned as the new Olympian 100-meter champion, Noah Lyles went on to celebrate his win on X. He wrote, "I will tell you that what you have does not define what you can become. Why not you?" After soaking in the moment, Keisha spoke to Hearst Television about how she hopes people take one thing away from his win. "I just want our experience to encourage somebody else. That kid might have asthma, or ADHD, or dyslexia, or a single mom. Like, we want you to know that when you start is when you finish," she said. Keisha Kane Bishop ran through the bowels of the Stade de France with an understandably frantic look on her face. Her son, Noah Lyles, had been removed from the track moments earlier on a wheelchair. She was trying to find him after he took third in the men's 200-meter dash at the 2024 Paris Olympics, but looked unwell afterward. Beside her was NBC track and field reporter Lewis Johnson. As they dashed down a hallway, Johnson turned around and gestured with his hands, making a wheelchair motion toward a volunteer who pointed him in the direction of the venue's medical center. Johnson later described Kane Bishop as distraught during his update on Lyles' condition. The 100-meter Olympic champion received medical attention on the track and was breathing heavily. Lyles has asthma. Concurrently, a rumor started floating through the mixed zone. Lyles had COVID-19. Soon enough, the news was breaking everywhere. Johnson ran back the way he came from toward his NBC camera station while speaking on his cell phone. Athletes from other events and those who took part in the 200 began trickling through the mixed zone. Some, particularly those who competed shortly after the men's 200, were clueless about the news cycle that had just begun. "Noah? I didn't know, wow," said Jasmine Jones, who finished fourth in the women's 400-meter hurdles. "That's crazy. Congratulations to him. He's fantastic for that. That's really impressive. Congratulations. Hats off. Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that." That's because, Lyles later said while speaking with a mask on in the mixed zone, the circle of people who did know he tested positive Tuesday was small. Just his family, his doctor, and his coaches. Not even his teammates knew. He raced in the 200-meter semifinals Wednesday. "I was going to compete regardless," Lyles said. "If I didn't make it to the 200 finals, that would have been the sign not to compete." Lyles showing up to the mixed zone came as a surprise. His publicist informed the media he would not be speaking and that the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee, along with World Athletics, would be releasing statements. He disappeared from the cameras only to suddenly pop up again on NBC. He entered the mixed zone shortly thereafter. "To be honest, I'm more proud of myself than anything, coming out and getting a bronze medal with COVID," Lyles said. Overwhelmingly, the other athletes cared little that Lyles competed with the virus. The winner of the race, Letsile Tebogo of Botswana, first noticed something was wrong with Lyles on Wednesday. He noticed that the 27-year-old was wearing a mask and that the protection remained on his face during the pre-finals warm-ups. "Not in his best shape," Tebogo said. "He's going through something." A reporter then informed him that Lyles had COVID. "Who said that?" Tebogo replied. Lyles did. "I don't think he put anybody at risk," Tebogo said. The most laid back about the night's drama was Kenny Bednarek, the silver medalist in the 200. "From what I heard, he's got something that went on, so I don't really know what's going on with him," Bednarek said. "I mean, I will probably talk to him after this to see if he's okay, which I hope so. But yeah, like for me, I don't really know. I'm kind of out of the loop." Bednarek hugged Lyles after the race and said he was unbothered by Lyles' decision to race. "I'm healthy," Bednarek said. "I do everything I can to make sure my body's healthy." Bednarek was asked if he had noticed an uptick of colds circulating throughout the athletes' village. "There was a message that came out saying there was something going around," he said, "but I haven't seen it. I guess I'm carefree." Lyles said he'd rate his health anywhere from 90 to 95% out of 100, though he wrote on Instagram late Thursday he believes, "This will be the end of my 2024 Olympics." He was expected to run in the 4x100-meter relay. He knew that he had one blow and that it could be used over those 200 meters. That didn't stop him from putting on his customary pre-race show as he bounded out of the tunnel when his name was called over the stadium's loudspeakers during introductions. He bounced all over the track and even knocked over Lane 5's marker near the starting block in excitement. It wasn't long before Lyles took bronze in his best event, and he laid on the ground looking up at the sky. Then came the wheelchair and a concerned mother looking for her son, trying to make sure he was okay. Even though Lyles' mother has been his biggest cheerleader, there once was a time where she wasn't entirely on board with his dreams. Lyles used to struggle with asthma as a child and spent years trying to overcome it. However, when he told her he wanted to go professional in 10th grade, Keisha wasn't too keen on letting him shift his focus from academics just yet. But when he proved that he was willing to put in the work in 2016, she knew Lyles would be okay.
So we were at the Olympic trials in June.
Keisha was worried about the 27-year-old after his experience at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. The lack of an audience had left the sprinter rattled. When I see him now, I worry about what's going to happen when the lights and the cameras go away, because it's almost like an adrenaline rush that you get. Before he stepped into the 100-meter finals, Keisha told Lyles to take it all in and have fun. The sprinter went on and did so much more than that. He won.